Muhammad Umar Farooq biological video. Please make sure to subscribe, like and share. Ask the question for answer and comment about the artwork. Morphological character of flower. There's a morphological character is basically the highly specialized shoot. That's mean shoot. That's a flower. Is produced by the shoot. That's the modified shoot is known as flower. Is responsible for the production of fruit and seed is called flower. That's the meaning of that. The production for the that is used for the sexual reproduction. That is known as flower is in the presence in the angiosperm, that is present in the angiosperm. And there's a here is the petal and sepal, and that's the stamen. That's the stamen, and the upper part is the carpel, which that is basically style and ovary. That is the ovule, which contain antipodal cell, synergids, and integument, as well as two polar nuclei. And there's the specialized female part of the different nuclei. So here, first of all, we will talk about the male characters in the similar flower, that is known as hermaphrodite flower, because both sexes are present in the same flower. That's the same flower contains stamen, that is contained with a filament, and that's the anther lobe, and I will draw a cross section of the stamen. There's a stamen contain chambers. There's a 4 chamber, 5 chamber, but importantly there's a 4 chambers which contain the pollen chamber. There's the pollen is present between the chambers. That's the every chamber contain pollen. There's the many pollens, and here's the outer cover, and there's the outer cover and attached with the filament that's attached with the ovary. So here we will talk about here is the androecium, which that is the male organ, and here is the female organ, which that is known as ovary. And here the upper part is the nectaries. There's the nectar are present in the upper part for the using and some sticky material which stick the pollen. So the petal is very important for attraction of honeybees and insect for the for the pollination. So the pollination mean the sexual reproduction, which used for the pollen inside of the ovary. So here the style contain with the ovary contain with the antipodal cell, two polar nuclei, and synergids, as well as integument is the outer core, and egg cell is present between the synergids. So synergids downer and antipodal mean the inverted feet-like structure of that is known as antipodal cell. And here is the female gynoecium, that is the term used as a gynoecium, and androecium is used for the male. Sorry, there's a male used for the androecium and gynoecium used for the female. So now we will talk about the perianth. The perianth is the combination of calyx and the calyx and corolla. That's the corolla is the petal and calyx is the sepal. So that's simple. And thalamus is another. The thalamus mean we will talk about the overview of the morphological character of flower. So the thalamus, the terminal swollen part of the flower which bears sepals, petals, stamen, and carpel is called thalamus. And this thalamus is present is here. So now we will talk about the basically the arrangement of corolla, sepals, petals, stamen, and ovary. That is the basically andro 4 internode. Basically the internode are present. The internode between calyx and corolla, that's the calyx and corolla which they separate, and that's a node to node. And there's an internode between the calyx and corolla is known as anthophore. That is known as anthophore. And another is the internode between corolla and androecium is called, corolla mean petals, and androecium, that is the male stamen, is called androphore. So the androphore is the between the stamen and corolla. There is the distance. So now we will talk about it from here. There is an basically is here. There is the anthophore, which is the corolla and calyx. Between the corolla and calyx, that is the anthophore. So the androphore means the distance between the calyx and stem corolla and stamen. That is the between the distances. Here is the um, androphore. Andro mean maleness and force mean produce. There is the production of maleness due to the filaments of stamen. That is here is the androphore, and anthophore is the distance between the calyx and corolla. And that is the internode. That is the present thing that is known as internode, because the node to node distance is known as between the node to node is internode. So here I will draw a insertion of floral insertion of floral leaves on thalamus. So that thalamus contain basically is here is the thalamus, the corolla and sepal and petals. Show is the here is known as the basically. So the thalamus is different types. So here is the basically here is the style. There's the if the ovary is upper as compared to the corolla and calyx is attached in the downside, and ovary and stamen is arise, so known as hypogynous. Hypo mean down the corolla and calyx. We will discuss about the corolla and calyx. Hypogynous mean the corolla and calyx is attached downside, and perigynous mean the corolla and calyx are between the ovary. So that's the style is show is the normal range. So epigynous mean the corolla and calyx is higher and the ovary and stamen is down as compared to the corolla and calyx. So that is the simple um, simple understanding about that things. So here is the ovary, which that is regard to the ovary we will discuss about that. So now we will talk about the basic different types of sepals. The sepal mean calyx. That calyx are in the color of green, mostly in the form of green color, and there's the different types of sepals are present in the different flowers in the different family of angiosperm. That's the angiosperm family which contain flowers. So there's the first of all we will talk about that thing is known as the Catechist. That is the basically is here is a Catechist mean the closed the calyx, and there's that slightly arise the ovary from that calyx and corolla. So here is another thing, that's the tubular, that is tubular system, tubular like, that is a cylindrical shape, and there's the here the tubular, and here the infundibulum. Infundibulum mean there's attached with the a long stack which that covered by the calyx. So that's the things, and here the here is the campanulate. That is the campanulate is different things, and here is the basically uriciolate and bilabiate. Bilabiate mean two lobes are present, and spurred mean the two stacks attached to each other to form a globe, and there's a globose mean globular structure of the calyx. So here is the corolla petal which that we talk about here, and the corolla is the different types, the caryophyllaceous corolla and clawed petal. There's a claw shape, and another is the caryophyllaceous corolla that is shown in the figure you can see. And there's the different types. Number one is the canucous petal fall off when open. It means when open the flowers, the petal will be rapidly removed. And sepaloid means the sepal basically are present. And here is the polypetalous mean more petals. For example, free petals are present like Brassicaceae family and Rosaceae family or something. So here is the gamopetalous, that the petals are united, that is known as gamopetalous. And the gamopetalous mean petals are united. And that is the major system, that's the known as gamopetalous. And there is the tubular again, and the infundibulum. And rotate mean the circular system. So here is the I draw a rotate there. So here infundibulum, that is the stack like structure with attached with this. And here is the rotate. And here is the campanulate, that's a campanulate we will discuss about here. That is the campanulate mean fused form of the corolla. So here the bilabiate, finger shape and spurred and ligulate, that petal are present also. There's the difference. That's the overview of the morphological character of flower. So that's the simple. So here is the uriciolate, and here is the we will talk about the estivation. Estivation, the meaning of estivation, the arrangement of petals and sepals respect to one another. So there's the basic reason about that. So here is a formula we will draw about here. That is the valvate and twisted and imbricate. The valvate mean that's the show in the hair, that the corolla arrangement is like that. And the twisted mean the twist of the corolla to one another. And imbricate mean that's the imbricate mean that's the, and there's a bracket are present in the flower, that is known as bracteate flower and bracteolate also. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe the channel and watch another.